Welcome to the show. All things Bulldogs. Here we go, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Blue and white pride. Bulldogs for life. Dog father here. Gas by my side.
G'day, Doggies fans, all things Bulldogs, and it's episode 26 or something like that, round 9. Cowboys this week, Reed Marnie, grudge match. The boys are going to do it for Marcelo Montoya, who's been dropped. Lots to talk about. We've got the spin the wheel again tonight, obviously. A bit of money already in the bank for that. So we'll get that cranking. We're going to look at a couple of different matchups in the match as well today, guys. Been doing a bit of a deep dive, and Dave's done his deep dive with all the stats. And, plus there'll be some more competitions coming up. I think there might be another jersey coming up, a jersey competition coming up again very soon. We'll have a few more of those. And, look, guys, this is the place where we always give back, so keep coming on. Good to see a lot of you on already on a Tuesday night. How are you going, Gaz? You're back from the wedding.
Team list Tuesday, mate. So all good, mate. Everything's going all right. Mate. Still getting ready, mate. We said that, you know, when someone's out of form, they run out of lives, and this week our man has run out of lives. So it means he can focus on his podcast as well. You know, that's all good for him and his wife, I suppose. But for now, he can have a break, and if he does come back at any point, you can absolutely be assured that he is going to be pumping to get back into that team and fired up. So sometimes it's not a bad thing, guys, to put someone, down for a bit. So, but yeah, guys, it's exciting stuff. We've had a lot of obviously challenges over the last few weeks after the Penrith game. So yeah, it's going to be good to see what happens on Friday night, and hopefully a lot of you are going out there for the game at 6 o'clock. So, and I can see that poll, guys. It looks like everybody wants Leo to put Reed on his backside.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go, guys.
All right, so let's say a quick hello to everyone. G'day to Ryan. Hope to see Marnie's feathers ruffled this week. G'day to you, Lucas. Bloody oath. Jeff Jefferson. G'day, Jeff Jefferson. Welcome to you, brother. Amir, welcome to you. Just watched the Dogs Brisbane game. There was a run that shows me why Leo is what we need. Run it off a dropout straight at Big X. He won the contact and he'll keep pushing with heaps of aggression. There we go. Jefferson voted about 65 times to put Marnie on his ass. Well done. G'day to you, Bulldogs. Mike, welcome. Mike, I think Mike was getting stuck into to Bulldog Richie on Twitter. Well done, brother. Welcome to you, Brian. Great to see you again, my friend.
Hey, Brian.
We want Leo first run at Reed. That's what we want. Welcome to you, Tony. I thought I'd pop into the kennel potty. Oh, my God, they're on some heavy gear. Unbelievable. Mate, honestly, they're not even getting – the only thing they get from me is laugh emojis now, and I don't even listen. Like, it's just absolutely pathetic. The fact that they're now with the Bulldogs partnership program and giving away tickets to be able to sit there and just hammer the coach and hammer Phil Gould and all that, like they want to own the club or something. That's what happened. I noticed that there's a lot of great business partners, but sometimes when they pay that extra money or whatever or get those partnerships happening, some of them go a bit vile on social media, on Facebook and that. I've seen it quite a few times, but there's some other guys who are just absolute legends. So hit and miss like everything. I needed one visit there, showing never want to go again, said Ryan. There you go. G'day, Heinzie. I'm tipping Jones to debut this round. Looking forward. I don't think he'll debut this round, my brother. I really don't believe he will, but we will see. We'll see if you're right about that. And we're going to talk about that later on, like this myth about give the young fella a run, give the young fellas a go, or Serrato doesn't give young people a go. Like, I'll list off all the ones he's given a go, and I'll tell you the exact reasons why people aren't getting a go. But anyway, we'll keep this week. Jonathan Sewer's in the side again. Well done to him, and hopefully he has a wonderful season. He looks like if he continues that tough form and no injuries, he will be there until Karaz comes back. Karaz will be coming back, guys, no doubt about that. G'day to you, Aki. Aki wants to see Marnie put on his ass as well. And here's Tony. Yeah, the fucking lads. All right, buddy. I'm going to try to swear a lot less. I think we have to start the every time I swear I have to give Gas $1. Serrato done something and dropped Montoya. G'day to Abs. Well, he always does something, mate. You don't drop people straight away in this game of rugby league, and you got to have someone better to replace him with, and they've got to prove themselves. TV Skyrocket, yo, welcome to you. Worried for the cup players tackling a mark, trying to get back into the team. Yeah, that's it. Marcello running full pelt. Just purchased my tickets for the match. Keen as. Get in there and rev them up, Tony. Welcome to you, Rhett. Critters press conference was a message to the so-called fans.
Yep.
I haven't watched that yet, actually. I need to get out there and watch that one. And g'day to you, champion Mike.
G'day,
Love
Timmy.
to see you, brother. Hello, Abs. Great to see you, mate. And here's James. Hopefully, Tuala's good to go. Seems a bit sooner return from hamstring. No, he's fit and ready to go, mate. He couldn't nearly played last week. He's fit
Just
and
a
ready
very
to go.
mild one. Just a precaution for him, guys. He wasn't a big tear or anything like that. It was just a mild one. So that's why he's back, after only a couple of weeks. So
And
they were only doing it in the warm-up, I guess, yeah.
His stats are at an all-time high in the few games that he played. There's actually a couple of Bulldogs at the moment, stats-wise, are doing rather well, but we're just falling down in some other areas. We're going to have a little bit of a look at Matt Burton. There's been a worrying trend about him in defence. Lots of better stuff in defence, but also some stuff that's I've seen has been a little bit where he's been left laying on the ground on about 4 or 5 tries off the next play. Times when he's sort of laying there, looks knocked out. Yeah, we'll see what's going on with Matt. He seems to be running freely. Someone made a point a comment on the podcast because we were talking about he must have an injury, and someone commented, well, he's was kicking for the roof at the stadium, and he's kicking goals and stuff like that. So maybe that's definitely something to take into consideration. We actually don't know if he's injured or not. We're just sort of a bit bemused why he hasn't been doing as much kicking. Potentially it could be about just his fitness and making sure that he can do the job he's got to do, and that's run, and that's make his tackles. Maybe the coach hasn't been quite happy in that area with Matty Burton, considering he's always talked about for 3 years, it's up to Matty's fitness and all that sort of stuff. He's always dropped those little subtle hints about Matt. So maybe that's where their focus is on our great Matt Burton. You want to go through some of the
obviously for him to kick, obviously, mate, they need to pass him the ball from the dummy half as well. So if the dummy half is not passing it to him, he's not going to kick it. So there's obviously a directive there. Whatever's happening, it's he's not getting the ball to kick the ball. So if it's a decision by the coach or whatever or him, they're playing for Galvin at the moment. So when he starts to do those kicks again, then we'll know he's back on and ready to go. So we'll have a look at against the Cowboys this week, and we'll see if he starts to throw a few up. Then Matty's back with his boot. Yeah. So it definitely throws a bit. Look, as much as you were there the other day in Brisbane, you saw it as well. They're just two different kicks. Lockie's kicks and Birdo's kicks are two different kicks. It's just he puts so much more height on it. It's got so much precision. It just allows us to get down a few extra meters down there to really control them from when they first get the ball. Compared to when Lockie's kicking. He's been very accurate, I got to say, but it just doesn't have the same. He's got either the trajectory or the height. He doesn't have the two together to get that velocity and get it, all the way down there like Matty does. So it is a big difference when Matty does, and then obviously he's got the X factor kick as well, where he can absolutely, spin it into heaven. So so it'll be interesting to see if he gets back up and running on that. But I think he needs to want it. If he wants it, and he wants to do it, then maybe, somebody will support him, whoever it is. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, as I said, I think it comes down to the fact he's getting caught out a few times, struggling. So it's like, all right, well, let's get Lockie do a majority of the kicking. You can
focus on
do your other job and get us going the other way.
Yeah, run the ball. Yeah.
I get fixated looking at how great his runs are a lot of the time. But when I go back to those plays, and it wasn't just Matt sometimes it was him and Critter on the ground or him and Kickow on the ground. But left 2 and 3 people short in the defensive line. It happened twice against the Broncos where that try Pake scored. Matty was huffing and puffing, couldn't even get himself to run and chase, and left stranded at marker. So it's happened quite a few. Happened against Newcastle. So these things need to improve.
Friday can't come soon enough, mate.
That's it. G'day to you, Timmy. Welcome, brother.
Timmy.
Lucas, let's hope for a much improved performance. G'day, Harsh, 7318. The virtual swear jar. Yeah, that's what we were saying, Timmy. It's probably a good. We put the coach's hat on the other day in the review and said, if I'm coaching both sides, I'm not starting Marnie, and I'm not playing Montoya simply because I think they could both play into the opposition's hands with their sort of
distraction.
Yeah, and too much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
G'day, me up the dogs. I want to put my wheelchair in low forward drive and put money on his ass myself.
Don't let him up. Don't let him up, Brian.
Olivia Edwards, welcome to you. We'll talk about Logan Spinks later on, okay, when we're talking about next man up. What was the survey results? It was 100%. And
I'll put the results up, guys. Let's have a look.
100% Heinzie. We do miss Max King massively. Something you won't hear. That's what I mean. Like like Max King's more important to us than Payne Huss is to the Broncos, and I don't care what anybody says about it. He's more important to us. Proven.
100%, Timmy, on that poll, mate.
100%.
Done and done on that one.
Is it still lagging, guys? Let me know if there's any lag. Let me know. I'm streaming through Patreon. It's going out to Buy Me a Coffee. It's going out to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere, bro. Where we can find a few people who just want to get in here and support their club and not be idiots about it. That's it.
Yep.
It's back. It's back good. Nothing nicer than watching Birdo kick. You can watch it all day. And Ab says, I like Galvin one's floats a bit, and Burton just has a really big bomb. Yeah, look, Galvin's kicking's definitely improved. And against the Panthers, he got that probably extra 1 meter high and that extra 1 or 2 meters on every kick. And they ran a lot of traffic at him that day as well. So it was a premium performance from the young kid. And, but that's what I mean. Like, he needs to get that thing where Matty can do what he's sort of doing on his ear. So we'll see what happens. These other podcasts and that, they're going to get outraged. Why isn't Matty Bird doing the kicks? Like, Serrato's an idiot. Blah, 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 blah. Phil Gould must be interfering. Like Fox Sports and that don't even have to do stories now and investigative journalism. All they do is just go harvest Bulldogs fans' data and then just tell them and then say all the things Bulldogs fans are saying. So then everyone just triples up on it and go, yeah, the media agree with me. Yeah. I like what Billy Slater said, though. Like, he's like, well, I can't comment on, like, Johns are saying got to play Mitch Woods. You don't even realise he's injured. And Billy's like, I haven't seen Mitch Woods play, so I'm not going to comment. But it wasn't Galvin. He's the halfback for the Bulldogs from what he did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
he can do it again. Consistency is a thing, but with young guys, and that's always been the problem. Consistency. Yep. They don't get consistent unless there'll probably come a time where we actually do drop him to 6 or put him on the bench or give him a break. That stuff's likely to happen at one point in time, guys. It does with most young halves. We've seen it with Sam Walker, dropped in and out of the side, comes back a better half every time. So these are the sort of things that we'll see.
I mean, look at Katoa. Would you say Katoa's playing in the same form he played last year at the Dolphins?
No.
Exactly. And he was a world beater last year. You couldn't talk highly enough of him. You know what I mean?
He's got to play Origin. He's got to be playing Origin.
His team missed the 8, and straight away following year, people have just put a little bit more focus on him, and bang, he's not getting the same sort of treatment, that he was getting last year. And the problem is with us, because everyone's got Lockie Galvin on their lips, the opposition, everyone's at him all the time, trying to shut him down. It's just, stop Galvin show. You know what I mean? So same thing as Katoa now. Now he's got a big target on his head. He's not doing the same things he was doing last year. So.
All right, guys. So, look, let's get...
Check your internet, Showy. Might be yours, buddy. No one else seems to be having a problem at the moment.
Could be the internet. But, guys, look, we've already got $15 in the draw. So, another $85. We do another draw, guys. I think Timmy's throwing in a couple of bucks as well. So, that's $17. That's how it's working this week, people. If you remember, you get an extra ticket. And it's up for grabs. Will be a $40 voucher yet again. And just a reminder, Lucas has donated that $40 to a great cause to stop bullying with Do It for Dolly Day. So get those in, guys. If you want to be a part of that. If we don't make the total, we just roll it on until we get to that total. Oh, who's this fool? See you,
Simbin.
brother.
Simbin.
Like, seriously. Not even going to talk about it. Yeah. See you, bro.
Must have got kicked off someone else's podcast. I think you took a wrong turn, buddy.
Sam Bardo 5950. Rumors say there's issues within the club. Gus taking too much say over the coaching role. Mate, please do not listen to there's no rumors. Fox Sports have done an article based on a discussion by 4 blokes on NRL 360. Now, none of them actually accused. They all actually come to a consensus that Gould, it's very likely that he has no say over who is being selected by the coach, and that if the coach is a good coach, he would be going to Phil Gould to ask to run selections and run different things by Phil Gould, just to get his opinion, as he'd be getting opinions from his other coaches, from people below, from volunteers around the club. I know this is what happens. They often do this. They get opinions from people just to see what the other eye test is. It's called being a smart manager, right? What they also are trying to do is just simply taking things from what fans want to say. You know, you'll see one person will go, oh, they look like they're lacking a bit of confidence, or there's a bit of poor body language out there. Look, the way I see it is you've got a bunch of guys who have been brought together, right, Gas, and the juice has been squeezed from some players. And for some of those players, there's no more juice to be squeezed, right? Serraldo demands excellence. He's not going to be happy with Sexton and Marnie, for example. We'll go back there just one more time, because they're not going to get us a premiership. I'm not going to look, if they stayed in the side this year, like Marnie was supposed to, and just say Sexton's manager didn't act really poorly with his mate in the media and try and make it look like Sexton had already been signed and all this sort of shit, which is all facts. Yeah, maybe we might have done a little bit better with that stability. Maybe we might be going a little bit better right now, you know, with Hayward coming off the bench, replacing Reed, and maybe Reed, if Reed's happy to stay on less money, different world, maybe we do a little bit better. But for long term, what we need to do is get kids from our systems and kids that come to develop their football at the Bulldogs, kids who come into our halves academy, like the Contis and the Taupas and the Bronson Rubens and all these players, the Mitchell Woodses, who was wanted by AFL and rugby union. Conti was wanted by union as well. Come from other systems to join our system, right? To get them to where we've got to go, we've got to get them in as we can. And if we identified a young talent that's already playing NRL, he's only 20 years old, and the upside is massive, why wouldn't you get him into the club any way you can? And for that, you've got to make sacrifices. And the sacrifice, well, it looked like the sacrifice was already going to be Sexton anyway. They had no real intention of signing him if he didn't reach a certain level. So we just have to leave it in the past, guys, and move forward. We have to develop these kids. And you can't just throw them in. You know, if they're not dominating below, you can't expect they're going to dominate NRL. You just can't. And to be honest, our reserve grade sides have been pretty inconsistent the last couple of years. And we've said that. We expect them to come good, and it is there's a lot of chopping and changing, and it is hard. And then they have suspensions and they have injuries, but they need to be knocking that door down consistently to be given a go. And for a lot of people to say, oh, just give anyone a go, like, you know, seriously, it's normal backyard banter, but it's on the public record. Listen to some people who have sort of taken the time to get a better understanding of how it works, is what I would suggest. What's your thoughts on that, Gasser?
Oh man, I agree. It's it's always easy for everyone just to say, let's give the next man up a crack. It's just easy. I mean, look, I'll give you an example. The other day, the Dragons went for a play. Fair enough. New coach, and he's like, I'm going to put the person in that everyone's asking about, the better attacking player. Fair enough. Okay, we can all agree that Flanagan, the player, is a better defensive player, and that scoreline was a lot of it because of that. Yes, there was a more attack in there, but the reason why he's been held back is he's just not physically ready for it yet. He's not dominating properly. He hasn't got his body up there yet. Same reason why up until now, irrespective of injury this year, we haven't debuted Mitch Woods, because we want to get him ready for that, guys. Yes, you can have all the promise and be everything, but they want them to be ready so they don't come in there and get absolutely hammered and then knock their confidence about, and then they set them back a lot longer. Everyone's got a time. We always go back to the Cleary and Luai example. They both came in at different times, even though they were coming through together. But then eventually, each one, come in at the right time, and look at what they've done now. 4 premierships, etc., dominating and all sorts of stuff. So you just can't always just throw someone in there and be ready to go. It's not that easy, guys. We'd love it to be all that easy. Let's put the next man up. But look, the coach will do what he has to do. Look, like I said it 2 weeks ago. Montoya's out of form. He's running on thin ice. We said it. He's probably got one last crack. And he did. He played against Brisbane. He had that one last crack. He failed again. Just didn't get it right. That's it. The coach, when he had a better option, bit the bullet. He's still got him in the top 6 there as a reserve, as a backup. He hasn't completely put him out, but basically he's trying to say to him, mate, you're just not there, mate. Come on. You need to get back to where you were. And we don't have, like Michael said, we don't have all those better options just to straight away plug them straight in and off you go. So it's easy to say, guys, but it's not as straightforward as it seems. So everyone needs to just calm down a little bit, have a good look, assess each player and each position as it comes. More often than not, we're going to be in a better position in our forwards to blood some new ones, hopefully. There's some there that are probably ready to hit the ground running if they're fit. But the backs, we're still a little bit on the light side at the moment. But don't worry, the guys behind them and the ones that are coming through in the next couple of years, they're going to be firing as long as they stay and they're patient. So,
yeah,
that's
it, guys. Look, the way I see it with Cameron Serrato is he's tough, he is firm, one-on-one with players. They have a huge deal of respect for him. You heard what Critter said in the press conference. He said, whether we win or lose, the video sessions are long. There's obviously a lot of detail that they all have to learn and be across. Players have to show they can understand the detail and perform the detail. Now, you'll hear some ex-players, I'll talk about the Wayne Bennett's versus the Brian Smiths. Brian Smith would be so much detail. There's a lot of talk about Anthony Seibold, too detailed. Serrato is a mixture of both. But when things are going wrong, and if you're not hitting the detail, I'm sure, whether they're getting it right with the win or getting it wrong with the loss or vice versa, they're still going to be going through those sessions, and all clubs are doing it. Like, you would know that Wayne Bennett's probably not doing the video sessions. It'd be down to the other guys that are coming through. Wayne Bennett's more that one-on-one type, but I think where Serrato, from what I've just seen a little bit, he's so, what I believe, so open and genuinely sort of friendly with the media, always tries to answer their questions, always tries to elaborate. I think sometimes, you could learn a bit from Wayne by turning the attention more on himself, or getting it off the players sometimes, because he loves to talk his players up, does Cameron Serrato, as he never really talks them down either. So I think probably talking less about the individuals. This is just my opinion, just from what I know there's a coach there, Wayne Bennett, who's had a lot of success and he does things his way. There's lots of things about Wayne which I don't like as well, but I think that as a coach learns, he might learn some of that stuff and go, okay, I might, I can take the heat off. And I've read Wayne's books and stuff like that. Throughout, I'll write a book one day, hopefully. But yeah, I think he's good like that. And he's also good at grounding players and making them realise that, look, you're in this team because I know that you can do the job over anyone that you come against, but don't let it get to your head because I got 20 other blokes that I know can do that as well. So you're not special. You've earned your place. Now you got to keep your place and you got to continually show why we're backing you in, sort of thing. But he's also good at when things are really down in the dumps of getting the guys sort of relaxed and happy. We've seen that many, many times and heard about that. So look, I think that's probably. I think when it comes to these Bulldogs players, they know that they're at a club. They've had so much access to fans. They can see how there's a lot of humble people in Bankstown and the Bulldogs area, right? We're not out in the beaches. I know a lot of the players live on the beaches and stuff, but when they come into Belmore, there's a lot of people. There's working class people. There's poor people. There's a big mix, and they have so much access to these players, and they get to see how much it means. So when they don't go out there and perform like that, I'm sure it hurts them. It hurts them a lot. I'm sure that they feel like they've disappointed dad. I remember someone saying Cameron's like their dad, sort of thing. Like, and I think there'd be and sometimes dads can be more critical sometimes, So I think there's a bit of that. So they might be walking around, going, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm getting it wrong. It's up to the players to simplify it, get things going, support each other, for Critter to do his job with that leadership stuff. He's got a lot of praise. Well, now there's some time for Critter to actually to learn these lessons that he talks about. I like the fact that he said, why would I sort of worry about doing the halfbacks job at the moment when I didn't do my own centre job properly the other night? I love that accountability that he said in his little press conference. Yeah, guys. So look, it's never going to be kumbaya all the time. There's going to be players with one foot out the door that are probably got their own little, their own little prejudices or whatever. We saw that with Marnie last year. That's what we loved about Sexton is that we know from all reports he just did not turn it up one bit. Just prove that maybe he could have been a Bulldog to keep, but he's going to Perth. He's going to get good. He's got good money when he goes back to Perth. He's got to go to France. He's having a good life, so we won't feel sorry for him. And he'll be our enemy next year. I think I've made a point around that. Did you get what I mean with that, Gas?
Yeah, mate. Loud and clear, mate.
Right, you got anything
Loud
to add?
and clear. Shoei's asking which of our players in the top 30 are off contract this year, mate. There's quite a few. There's at least a dozen from the top 30. We've already re-signed Connor Tracy, but we've also got Cade Dykes, Lipboy Hotboy, Sam Hughes, Zion Maiu, Kurt Mann, our man Marcelo Montoya, Jonathan Sewer, who's potentially maybe signed with the Bears, DCF, Jack Todd, Enari Tuala, which I'm not sure if he's re-signed yet, Jake Turpin, and also Patrick Young.
So there we go, guys. It's on the screen there. I don't know how well you can see it, but Gordon Chan Tong comes into the squad next year. The other players to come into the squad are Jack Underhill into the top 30. Logan Spinks comes into the top 30. Jethro Rinakama comes into the top 30. So those three players are going to replace three players that are there now. And just to go over it again, you had Curran, Dykes, Hopoi, Sam Hughes, Zion Maiu, Kurt Mann, Marcelo Montoya, Jonathan Sewer, Daniel Saluka Fafita, Jack Todd, Enari Tuala, Jake Turpin, and Patrick Young is the last of those off contract. I I would suggest that so 3 of those are going to leave for the 3 that come in. And it's not always a given that the people that are coming in actually make it. And sometimes that doesn't happen. You've also got some development players here, guys, and it may not always appear on what Zero Tackle have. They just go off reports. So as it was the case with Joey O'Neill this year, he actually, part of his contract was that he went to our top 30 for 2026. And they then moved him on to St. George. Okay, so St. George were going to give him an opportunity, and that's why there's probably late announcements about players such as Sean O'Sullivan, Jake Turpin wasn't announced for a bit. Fletcher Baker may also move into the 30 next year. We're not sure. I'd say AJ Jones will be a big chance of going into the 30 next year. So that would mean potentially at least 5 on this list. And Sasai Alatini, I'm not sure if he's going to go into that 30 as well. But I reckon 5 of the 7 development players are a huge chance of being in the top 30 next year, which means that's 5 players that have got to drop out. And I like the fact that a lot of these guys are, being developed at the club. So there you go.
And yes, rocks, they will develop over time, hopefully. So Timmy Luai apparently has signed with the Chiefs for 2028. So,
Yep.
So he's the second signing now, if that's all true. Oh. Joey, did you hear Cameron Smith talk about in 2012, the Storm, when they lost 5 in a row, and Bellamy asked Smith, I don't know what to do anymore and how to turn it around. He basically said to him, let's strip it back to basics, and they never lost another game. So happens to the best of them, guys, and they're going through that again at the moment, guys. 6 in a row, and don't know when that next win's going to come at the moment. And they've still got probably the best spine in the league. So arguably, I'm not sure. I don't actually know what happened to Jerome Hughes after I saw him injured the other day on the field. I don't know if he's injured for a few weeks or not, because we do play against them in a couple of weeks, guys, in a significant match for the Bulldogs. If anybody remembers, in the off season, we highlighted that round 12 against the Melbourne Storm is going to be the Bulldogs' 2000th game. So that's coming around soon, guys. It will be Origin affected, but that's coming around soon. So make sure you get out there, guys, and be part of history. G'day, Joel. Mix going good. There's a lot of free talent agents. The clubs, even Cleary is on the open market, guys. What happened to Damon Marshall? You know anything about Damon Marshall, buddy?
I think he's left the club.
Gone with the wind, guys. That's the answer. Gone with the wind. Great to see Enari back. Just pay ID a couple of dollars your way, mate. So you keep an eye on that, Mick. And Brian asked the same thing. He said he did, I think, $10. Did you receive that one?
I'll have a look, guys. I know.
Brian, put it on. Brian,
some money in
on
the
wheels. On the wheels, Brian, and wheeled it to you, mate. There's at least 6 or 7 that you would release, Joey. Mate, it could be, mate. It could be. It could be a lot of players turning over. And look, it all depends what happens for the rest of the year. You know, we've got to remember, guys, only round 8. And whatever's happened so far this year, I'm just glad that it's happening now and it's not happening in the last 8 games of the year, and it's cost us something that we could have done. So if we can turn it around, if things can get better, if we improve, if we go on a run, whatever it might be, it's good timing. So, we're still, 3 and 4. It's not the end of the world. So it's not too bad. But, the main thing is at the moment, guys, and we're still being in most games. We haven't been absolutely hammered or, had the kitchen sink thrown at us yet. It's been disappointing because we haven't looked like winning some of these games. But I still think there's a lot of room for improvement, and I'm sure it's frustrating to watch the way they play against the team that was undefeated, and then the 4 games on either side. To have those results is disappointing. So, the last time this year we lost 2 in a row, we bounced back with a big win. I'm hoping that happens again, but I'm hoping that kicks us on into a good follow-up, and then we go out and knock the Sharks out in Magic Round. Oh, the Dolphins, and then the Sharks, and then the Storm, obviously in the games after that. So get ourselves on a bit of a run, settle back in the 8 where we belong, and get a lot more positive talk, guys, instead of having to sit here trying to pull your pants up every week, guys, and help you, able to drink through the straws and stuff. So, so is that all it was? Concussion? It looked like he did a wrist or something. Okay, thanks, Timmy. Dogs, simple game plan, hold the ball, grinding footy, force them into errors and reduce yardage penalties. Yeah, look, it looks... The other thing I feel, and I've said it again, I still think the Dogs need to sort of have a bit more fun when they're out there. I just feel like they need to enjoy themselves and throw the ball around a bit more and just, play like they're 10 behind sometimes, instead of trying to just be too clinical or too efficient or too structured. Just let it go a little bit. Not going to kill you, and just see what happens, and a couple of times, and free up. And then once you start to score a bit of points, I mean, if they score, let's say we score 40-50 against Cowboys, I mean, which we'd all love to see, think about the confidence that would give the guys to say, you know what, look at that, when we do it, we can do it. Instead of winning the game 5 times or twice or whatever we've been doing, we can play that way, and if they get that mode, they can get into a bit of a run and get some confidence. You know what I mean? So Penrith have been doing it all year, bar our game. There's no reason why, Tigers have been doing it. Look at the way Tigers have been playing. Even when they lose, they've still been in the game, but they've been playing. You can see they're playing with a lot of fun, a lot of offloads, a lot of action activity. It's all happening out there. It's suited to the team they've got on the field, but, if we just free up a little bit and have a bit of a go, I can't see why we can't, bank a few points and get some confidence going and just have a bit of fun with it, guys. Really what Critter said this week is very, very loud, guys. We need to back off a lot of these comments. It's not fair on guys like Galvin, which he identified exclusively. So it falls back onto what Gus said as well, not just for the Bulldogs, but for all, I get a lot of messages and I see a lot of stuff from other teams as well. And the amount of comments that people will sit and type about their teams and their players, it's pretty disgusting, guys. And it's, it's why you're all on this chat and on this podcast, because you can see how we treat the players, the respect we give them. We're critical of stuff when we need to be, guys, but we never disrespect the player or anything else like that, or a coach or anyone else in the club. It's all about, what have we been called a lot lately, guys, especially in the negative times? All things positive, guys. It's the common denominator. And, we're not trying to cover for anything. The first thing that we said the other day was Montoya's out of form, he's going to go. Well, yeah, that's reality, guys. It doesn't mean we have to shame him and his family or whatever people are saying. So, and the same thing's happening across the league. So, yeah, guys, keep it clean, keep it nice. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and you're more than welcome to share your opinion here. As long as you're respectful, we're more than happy to discuss it both ways as well, guys.
Nice shout out, brother. So look, guys, there's a fair bit in what was said there. We'll get through some of your chats again in a moment. Just an update on the spin the wheel. We're at $32, $37, I should say. So 63 out from our next prize draw. So keep that coming in if you want to be a part of that. And we will be doing another competition again for another jersey coming up shortly. Just got to get the timing on that. So, and obviously there'll be tickets galore if you are a member. We're at an all-time high for current members. So thank you so much for those who continue to support the group. And some of you have transitioned that support from YouTube onto other areas or through the pay ID. Unfortunately, that pay ID was abused, as I mentioned in the last episode, getting threatening calls at halftime by an obsessed wanker. But that's it, that's going to happen more and more. We call out the behavior. People, there's crazy people out there, and that's why Phil Gould said what he said. That's why I did the article, guys. It's sticks and stones still applies in my household. It's still just talk. It's still just words. But for some people, the more validated and justified they feel from the outrage that they're seeing and getting, and then the media come and take that outrage and spin more stories from what's been said, because they want to get that audience just as much as the ones on the podcasters have got their audiences, right? You get these crazies who go out there and feel vindicated to go and do stupid shit like ring people who stand up for the players and whatever. So we just need to be careful. And another thing is that, anyone who's got kids, we expect our 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds to have tantrums, and we show them that's not acceptable in life. So when did it ever become acceptable to have tantrums as kids, as 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, having tantrums to get what you want? It just doesn't make sense. It's a cultural thing, and that's what Gould's talking about. He's not talking. You can say whatever you want about Gould. He doesn't give a shit. And I don't think Serrato cares either. They'll live and die by their decisions, and coaches get sacked most of the time. There's only a few who get to choose when they move on. So that's just the world we live in. They know that just as much as anyone. So, look, we just try and just keep it as calm as we can. We've given a lot of criticism, and we do it in a way that we feel is fair, respectful, and the knowledge that we don't know everything. And that's how it is. So, all right, we'll keep this going. Thank you, Harsha. Much appreciated from you. And g'day to you, Harry. Nice having a good chat with you, mate. The other night, Dogs by 30 plus. Yeah, well, I want to see some videos of you commentating on some sick CUNT moments.
Some wins, mate. Some solid big wins, Harry. And me, I'm not worried. We have the coaching staff and players. Still early days. All teams go through this. Just need to put 2 or 3 wins in a row. That's right.
That's it. 2 or 3 wins, and you're in the top 4. If we win the next 3 games, we'll be in the top 4.
There you go, guys.
Again, on the ladder. That's how close it is. Are we a top 4 team right now? No. In my opinion, we're a bottom 6 side at the moment.
That's it. I realised some of you are the culprits, and they always give away yardage penalties when we have the opposition pinned. Look, it's been a bit funny because I think a couple of times we've been pinned by stupid decisions by the ref on offsides, like especially against Bailey Hayward a couple of times that weren't offside. So, yeah, but some of them, I think it's a combination across the board, guys. I don't think it's really just 2 players, because don't forget, these 2 players, especially Hughes, only plays the first 20 minutes of the game usually, and then he's off for the rest of the game. And if Salmon's doing his interchange, he's off for the middle 40. So it's not always as clear cut as that, guys. But
well, Salmon and Hughes between them last week made 260 meters, made 68 tackles, and only missed 3. So they're doing the majority of the work, so they're going to give away the most penalties. It's just the way it is.
Sam Hughes is absolutely
middles give away a fair few penalties, guys. But look, I'm not saying it's disappointing and it kills you. And I can tell you, the coach will be saying you need to improve your fucking discipline. But the problem with our team, which was obvious on the weekend, is in spite of the work and effort they're putting in, they put too much pressure on our edges because they didn't keep these Broncos on the ground long enough. They didn't hold them down long enough. They didn't drive them backwards long enough. When we catch and drive and stop offloads, that allows our back line, our whole line to set and do its thing on the next play. And then teams have to produce things like late offloads or, get the catch from a kick or get a fumble out of us on a competed possession. That's the only way they can score. And unfortunately, in their last 2 losses, we've given up about 7 tries from contested possessions in off kicks and stuff. It's actually, we've only been breached by a great play and probably a little bit of poor lead up work for small moments of time. We've been punished.
And some
Punished
good
by
luck.
Ronald Volkman, punished by the box. Montoya miscues knocking a ball out. You know, he's the bloke who's going to get caught with his pants down at the moment. Whatever goes wrong will go wrong for him. We just call him Murphy and Murphy's Law.
Based on last week as well, Mick, unfortunately, like Sam Hughes gave away 1 penalty. Salmon gave away 0. But the player that was obviously the biggest culprit was Birdo with 4 penalties in that game. So, yeah,
no
everyone
one
else
talked about it.
Exactly.
No one talked about it.
4 penalties in that game, guys. And one specific penalty for Harry Hayes was costly because it cost us 10 minutes in the bin. It made the players work harder for that 10 minutes as well. And it hurt us in the back end as well. So that was a pretty silly penalty, obviously, by Harry. It just happens. And now he's going to pay the price with a week on the sidelines as well. So, that's, and let's say the Bulldogs get on a run and someone's playing better than him. You lose your position sometimes, guys. They're the mistakes you make, and then that's the reality of it sometimes. It's cutthroat sometimes, guys, But
big thank you to Tony, Showy68, just donated $10. So we're up to 47.53 to go, guys. Big thank you to you, my friend.
So he's agreed, like, boys should free up, play some footy. But if the errors come in, look, we're currently making a lot of errors. We made 10 errors the other day. So I just think if they back themselves, guys, and not talking about being stupid when they're having fun and freeing up, but just play with some confidence, have a go. Don't be afraid to have a go, guys. At the moment, I feel like they're scared to make a mistake. When things are going bad, you're more worried about making the errors than you are of making the good plays. I just want them to think of it in the positive sense and have a go. If you make a mistake, guys, you're one of the best defensive teams. Defend it. Move on. That's it. Get back on the horse and off you and start again. And that exactly happened in the Penrith game, really. Yeah,
look, I agree with you in part, Gas, but this is where you and I disagree a little bit. And the reason, and that's all right, that's what you want. You don't want to sit in here being an echo chamber or every fucking thing we talk about. We need to have some different opinions sometimes. And I think simplifying
that's your opinion, mate. I'm sorry.
I think simplifying it is just getting through our sets, doing what we do best, and that's grind out victories. And I think there needs to be some intent to offload. I don't disagree with that. And then getting a shift out there and making things happen. I felt Lockie was Critter talked about a little bit, like Lockie went off script a few times on the weekend. There was a time where Hay would need to go left and he went right. There was Birdo sort of went against the grain a couple of times when it probably didn't look on, and there looked to be a bit of confusion when Lockie come left a couple of times. And that's just the negative things. I'm not talking about the positive things that happen out there. There was lots of positive stuff as well. But I do think that Hayward looked good in that link role again and enjoyed that freshen up and getting out there and getting involved with a nice try assist to Galvin. But in saying that, he's got to get back to his role as a 9. Now, to be honest, he's a 7, right? That was his position. And when he played in the halves last year, he actually did quite good. But as a running threat, he's very choosy when he ran, but he makes that run against the Roosters and turns the game around for us.
Yeah.
Stepping through for kick out. The way he played against the Sharks was very, very good. He did more than Sexton, right?
Yep.
And the fact of the matter is we've got a player there, and right now his role is in the 9 role. Okay. That's his role at the moment. I know we talk a lot about specific positions, but that's their role at the moment. Now, when it comes to throwing the ball around, and I think they've been putting so much effort passing side to side sometimes, and I noticed against Para was worse, but we did it again against the Broncos, where going through the hands and using a lot of energy to get no result. Where I think that punch through the middle needs to happen before the shifts happen. And if that, one of our issues and criticisms with our attack and our structured attack has been, and this is where I sort of agree with you, is being that we've been setting up, it seems, for the last decade, setting up our shifts. And then when we do our shifts, we sort of know where it's going to go. And teams have sort of been very aware of what we're going to do. So it's been the offloads, it's been these sort of things and getting on that roll. And once we got them on the back foot, we're pretty good at punishing sides. We've lost that variation with our kick to get the ball in behind. You know, how many tries did we score off kicks? We've seen a couple at least this year with Galvin and doing a little few kicks in behind, and that's been good. But there used to be heaps from Birdo, and we'd score tries of it. Curran would be scoring tries. The Fox would be scoring tries. Everyone would be Preston would be scoring tries off kicks. So that needs to come back because that asks questions. And if they got to do a 6 tackle set, so be it. So no risk, no reward. I get that too, Gas. But I just think simplifying things. Hey?
But what I'm saying to you is, though, it's like I've been saying for the last 6 weeks. It's those offloads that we get, that second phase play, especially when we do it from the onset, from the start, it sets the tone for the rest of the game. We're not doing that. That's what I'm saying. They're doing that late in the game. All of a sudden, they're doing it. They're still running through the middle. Look what Leo Thompson the other day. 2 great offloads late in the game. We had a break off. All I'm saying is we need to keep doing that, punching through the middle, but then start those plays earlier in the game. Don't wait.
I get that. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what I'm trying to say. The guys need to start
chasing the game too late.
Yeah,
we're chasing the game too late.
Positivity early is what I'm trying to say. Start having fun from the start rather than wait till the end of the game, then look for all those magic plays or offloads. No, it's like I said against Penrith. The first thing I pointed out was Max King in the first set of the game threw an offload. That set the tone. Bang. They played off that. That just Penrith were on notice. They could be offloading any time now. We need to play with that kind of mindset rather than, yes, we can get into a grind, but at the moment, we're not defending well enough to play that grinding football at the moment. We need to be scoring a few more points at the moment and then coming back on the back of that.
Yeah, but that's what our game is. We have to defend.
Yeah.
We have to.
We can still defend,
it's
but
got to be built off defense. I felt that Penrith game was built off the way we defended, and I think it also the fact we had the ball first. And we had positive intent from the start. So we've talked about positive intent for a long time. The issue is that we haven't had the players. You know, when you watch Carraz, he has a certain look on his face. He's like, I'm going to offload the ball this time. And sometimes they get 4 people into the tackle and he gets one away. Sometimes he can't, but it doesn't matter. It's still enabled us to play straight from that because it's drawn extra people it's drawn extra attention to him, which has made him a little bit skinnier. So we probably need a Sam Hughes to get away and offload. We need people who don't normally offload, but they've got to have intent with it. Yeah. And they've got to, and I agree, they've got to do it early, but willy-nilly stuff. I just get worried that if they go out there, the plan has to be that we simplify it. And by that, I mean, I think there's too many. I think the back line, I've been saying this all year. We need to get those runners running flatter and flatter together and running hard, and peeling defenders off each other. I think that's where we are strong. Kickout's not there now, but Satilli, I'm not sure if he'll play left or right, by the way. I think he's been more of a right edge back rower from what I've seen in the past. So we might see Preston on the left and Satilli on the right. I think Satilli will also suit Galvin on the right edge. I think there will be a couple of knock-ons, but as things happen. But I think the lines he runs will really suit Galvin as well if he gets on that right edge. I just it's a hard thing, and sometimes I think we're talking about the same thing. And
Well, I'll
get
tell you one
confused.
thing that on what you said, Michael. So yes, it's our game plan has been to defend, and that's where we're structured. But what's the common denominator this year so far for across the league on an average? More points, more records being broken, more high scores. The game has just evolved that little bit faster than we have at the moment. We need to catch up to that, is what I'm saying. So yes, we can still play our defensive game, be the best defensive team as much as we can, which at the moment we're really lagging, especially those last couple of games have hurt us. But what we need to be doing as well is making sure that we've got enough points in the bag to be then able to defend those games as well. We're caught in the middle at the moment, not scoring enough points. Only one team has scored less than us, which is obviously the Dragons, and then we're next. So at the moment, the whole NRL is on a record high of points scored. The leading point scorers are all on top. Record tries being scored, players, it's all above average compared to normal. Now, yes, last year that worked well for us and also 2024, but we haven't stepped up with that as well at the moment. And we've been trying to do what's worked for us the last 2 years, but I think we need to go another level now and maybe just try something a little bit more is what I'm trying to say. So just have that sort of mindset from the start and just get into it. I think we still need to be, once we start to believe that we can score those points and we're doing it comfortably, we can then go back into our way of defending games and know that we can turn things on when we need to. We're trying to be sometimes too cautious. That's the problem. I think I'm looking at them play and I keep waiting. Even the other day against Brisbane, I'm watching at the end. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, okay, if we can score 2 more tries between the 20th minute and the 10th minute, then we only need 2 more tries in the last 10 minutes. I'm still thinking about winning the game, even though we were 100 behind. I'm sitting there with Aki and saying, Aki, look, if we can score here, so that mindset, but they're just not doing they're not executing. They're not getting those opportunities. So that's my feeling at the moment. You know,
I felt that they were a chance to score some points, and they actually did some good things. They made a few line breaks. As I said, Bailey, we had a hole left and had them shot and went the wrong way. And that was with 13 minutes to go and would have brought us back within 8 points had we done that. And that's enough time to win the match.
Correct.
I still don't think we win, but I believe that we could get close and potentially I'm sort of like, maybe this is one of these games where everyone's writing us off and we pull it out of the fire. But I get what you mean. We don't want to be pulling it out of the fire. We want to be getting some points up. Of course we do. And that's their intention.
Yeah.
It also comes down to troops.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I just think that, to be honest, the team we played against is a far better attacking side than we are. That's just the reality of it. I'm not saying our guys aren't good enough or can't do it. I just said where the teams are at, you're going against the premiers, and that back line was sublime, and it was still missing a couple of players.
Yeah.
Like the way Ezra Mam throws that a face ball across 4 or 5 people, our halves aren't doing that. I haven't seen that happen. I've seen Galvin try to get out there a couple of times. I've seen Tracy come in and try and get it over and add 2 intercepts. Like they're trying.
Yeah.
And that's where that speed. So you change the game, there's always a consequence. And we're one of the teams who've suffered against it. Now you look at the Storm, they put 50 against Para. Everyone's saying they're going to win the comp. They've conceded 50 and conceded 40 and massive losses to a heap of sides now. And they got the best spine in the comp. And they've got fast players in their side.
Yeah.
But again, they've had that one extra player that they've probably had to blood. And that's probably been a big difference. And that's what happened to Penrith last year as well. That one extra player that had to adapt to their system makes a huge difference. Let's get on to some stuff now, though, matey. What are we doing? Shakalaka.
So this is based on what you said before, hoping for late changes. Don't think we can afford not to have Satili in the middle.
Look, I said that in the review because Satili is our energy. And those guys, when they come on with energy, Um,
Change the game.
really help us and with the game. But if they're coming on and they got to tackle for 15 minutes, it's not as good. But Curran did that pretty successfully, a couple of years ago, and we've got to back him to do it this week, guys. Is there a chance AJ Jones comes in for Hot Boy or Curran? Potentially, but I'm not sure yet. I think that'd be one change too much. But look, it's a toss-up. I think Satilli is a great edge back rower. He always was. And but what he's produced for us as an energy impact middle has been phenomenal this year. And it's a close one. There might be late changes. Curran might go to that edge and Satilli might come back in. We don't know.
Yep.
But Adrian, I don't know if I'm sort of just going to back whatever they do and see, and we'll just see what happens. And
you never know. Somebody, whoever comes in, might surprise us. Hopefully.
One thing you notice about us, we don't come back and say, like when we talk about what we'd like to see, and then if they don't do it, we don't come and say, well, I told you guys that we should have done this and we didn't do it. There's no told you so in us. Sometimes we're like, as we said last week, this is what would happen, and it happened. Bit of, because we're pretty fucking good. Sorry, there's another $1. G'day, Petey. How you going, buddy? Petey was down at the and met Preston and Satilli and John O'Sua last night. Saw his videos. Well done, mate. And he loves Bronson Cherry. He's got the big head of Bronson Cherry, his favourite player.
Mate, you're jumping ahead, mate. Stop.
Where did you go?
You went too far, mate.
Win, lose, or draw,
it's still Pete. It's all right, mate. Win, lose, or stand up and cheer on the club, family club guys for a reason. Be proud. Timmy's looking forward to watching the New South Wales Cup this Friday as well. So that starts at 3:30. For anyone who's got flexi time on Friday or whatever they've got, get out there early. Watch those young guys if you get the chance, guys. And then when you come back and talk to us, let us know who impressed you and who you feel is the next man ready for first grade if the opportunity comes up, please. Gus is the smartest man in rugby league, and it's an honour to listen to his knowledge about the game. Thanks, Heinzie.
Beautiful, buddy.
Harry is predicting a big win, and he even spelt boom shakalaka correctly. Well done, Harry. Love your work, buddy.
Boom shakalaka.
That's Shakira's nephew. Matt Scolari. Well done.
On the
dogs. Hey, welcome back, Elaine. I was actually just asking Michael about you the other day. I was a bit worried. I haven't heard from you for a while.
I told her, mate.
I was a bit worried. I just haven't heard from you. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Hope the young fella's doing well as well. So all good. Dogs 13 plus and Storm 13 plus. Whoa, big calls. I love it.
Elaine threw in $10.
27 last year, guys. Payback time. That's right.
That's it, brother.
Just a bit of confidence, I'm hoping, Amir. Just, sometimes you make a lot of changes in a team that's got a structured defense. And if one person's not doing their job, it sets off a chain reaction, unfortunately. So you need to work together as a team the way that we've got. And it's just an attitude thing sometimes, Plus, we're having a bit of, look, we've only had 30-something points each week, when we've lost. So we're just having a bit of luck. Look, I just said it, and Michael reinforced it now. The last 2 weeks, we've had no disallowed tries against us. Every single play, even when you put your foot on the sideline, they're giving it a try against us. Everything has been coming in. If you do a double movement, doesn't matter. It's still a try against us. Everything's been paid, guys. So it doesn't, a couple of those tries are off, and they're down in the 20s, and we're back in the game. So it's just
Curran gets taken out under a bomb. No disruptor call.
Exactly. Gets his legs taken out of him, knocks the ball on. They allow the try to Parramatta. So guys, it's just when it's against you, guys. So hopefully we can turn it around ourselves this week.
and let's put it into perspective. A lot of times, we defended for 17 tackles before Montoya just miscues that
Correct.
look out into touch. So you can guarantee that we tackle for another 5 or maybe make 25 stops.
Yep.
What hurts us with good teams that are fast is with little generals like Reynolds and that and stuff, when they hit the go button, it's just bang, all out attack. Ask you 3 or 4 questions. You'll come up against the same with the Roosters. Watch your Manly at the moment. They're just doing draw and shift a lot. And it's paying off for them. And because they're scoring the tries from anywhere, they're getting a nice little break. The Dogs are sort of running themselves a bit ragged in attack, losing energy, making too many errors, which that's what happens to your defense. You give away 7 penalties or 13 penalties to 3 in the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
And knock the ball on 24 times in the last 2 weeks. Actually, it was more. I think it was 18 against Parramatta or something like that. So 28 knock-ons or something. And then 10 the week before against the Panthers even. You're
asking for trouble.
Work.
Yep. It's no wonder we haven't had 50 put against us, guys. Honestly, with all that defense and all that possession, we're giving up. And some of it is in good position for the opposition too. So, Heinzie, Leo Thompson is slowly getting better.
He'll be back shortly, guys.
Yep. So, 100%, mate. Leo had a great game last week. I thought he played well in the first game, but he had another great game the other day for the 49 minutes he played. I thought he really did his job, stood up. Those 2 offloads just showed for me, and they were clean offloads, guys. 3 players both times, and he got the ball away, straight in the breadbasket of the player waiting in the back there. So that's what you want to see sometimes, rather than just a ball coming out along the ground or whatever it might be. It's been errors killing us at the moment, 100%. Ball control is key. Yeah, you need to keep control of that game, guys. Broncos 43 sets, 40 completions, guys. So that's a big difference against what we did, guys. What if it was 26 and 36? Like, big difference, guys. Doggies 1 to 12. Leo Thompson, 2 great offloads, 100%. Amir. Most recent study. Okay. Hayward needs to run. We aren't a threat from dummy half. He's getting there, mate. He's getting there. Each game he plays, he's getting more confident. So he's trying to get out more. So hopefully by the time we're rolling into some form, he's running some meters as well. Just to change things up, guys. Just to change things up for him as well.
Yeah, look, guys, hookers, Bailey Hayward is going to run more when he's more seasoned, more fit, and able to do the minutes making the tackles. He's currently tackling at a higher percentage than Reid Marnie and making just as many tackles. And Reid's always a top, making a lot of tackles in matches. So he's actually tackling at a better percentage. When you run from dummy half, it takes energy away from what you got to do. So, and I think with the 6-man bench and stuff, as much as I wanted it, not completely the way they're doing it, but in a different way. But I think it's making it harder for them to just say we're having a 2-hooker solution this week because they're waiting around to see. But yeah, Bailey, as Gas alluded to last week, which I've obviously done a lot of articles on and discussion about, Hayward would have been the apprentice taking over from the King sort of thing, and still doing that this year potentially, and playing multiple roles if required. And I know a lot of people probably still see him like that. But Turpin come in to give Hayward a break. Wasn't tinkering with the side. It was a 5-day break. They gave him a break. He enjoyed a bit of freshness. Come on, did some link work, which he looked good at. He's a good player, and he's a team player. and a club player. So, guys, you want him to run. Well, I've seen on a lot of moves where he's picking the ball up one-handed and he's running, but he passes while he runs. He doesn't have to dummy and go and take the tackle. That's what I mean. He doesn't get credit for when he's running with the ball and passing it, or running out 5 meters here or going the other way. Like, he's bringing some people onto the ball. He's doing some stuff. He will do more runs as he has to do less tackling, guys, and gets more seasoned at that. Reed Marnie only runs 30 meters a game.
Mm.
You know, so it's not just a case of he's going to run more. It's a case of he'll run more when he is a better hooker. Passing the ball off the deck, all that sort of stuff he's the one touching the ball 100 times. It's hard, and you've got to nail those parts first. And some of our halves want to get the ball quicker and have more play on the ball. So it's just the way we play at the moment, guys. And that's what he does. What's up next?
Timmy's saying last year Presto scored a try with the kick, I think, against the Cowboys. Bulldogs, Mike. Thanks, mate. Gas is right. We've missed Max and Carraz's offloads. Yes, and
100%.
we'll also be missing Kickout as well now. So 3 of our biggest exponents, especially Carraz and Kickout, are huge for us. But that doesn't mean that the next man up can't do that. I think Sua's got a good offload as well, guys. Keep an eye out for him as well.
He does. And we need him.
King, Carraz, and Kickout, the 3 Ks. The triple K. It'll hurt us this week. Definitely. Too many one-out hit-ups in the first half, yes.
Not enough support play.
Yeah, we need to get more players around the ball as well, guys. Do you agree with the media saying we had a better team last year than this year?
The media what the media are doing is saying what our fans are saying. So most of our fans are saying that. The media just play off what our fans say. They harvest the data and feed the fans what they want to hear. Media mean nothing in rugby league anymore. And that's the truth. Are we a better team than last year? Well, we don't have the results we had last year, but we've also played different teams under different circumstances, under different rules, under a different draw schedule, under different days between games, with new coaching and new things that we're learning, with new players in the team, with different injuries in the team. It's all fucking irrelevant. It's just narratives to make people beat up on their side so that they can evict the next coach, or, you know. And the biggest problem with the people have is the fact is that, you know, Serrato's been talked up so much. That's what a lot of people have an issue with. That's why they are so venomous on him, because he has been talked up. He hasn't talked himself up. And I can guarantee you that he'd be on incentives for getting good results, as would Gus Gould. Incentive contracts are everywhere now when it comes to coaches. That's what their managers fight for. They stake their careers on it and their reps on it. So it's not just like, give me $1 million and I'll do the best I can. It's like, give me this much, and if we achieve this, that, and the other, we'll get a bit more money. You know what I mean? Because there's no real cap. It's a lot different to the way they organise caps. So that's my answer to that.
Yep. This time last year, we were coming first. Like Michael said, different in a lot of areas, different draw, different so many things, guys. And look,
we beat the Dragons.
Yeah, and look at the teams that were in the top 4, top 8 last year. Some of them are near the bottom this year, and some of the ones at the bottom are near the top this year. So the best forward offloaded we had, the best forward that offloaded in the last 8 years was Clemmer, before Hasler killed his career. Used to watch him offloading games on every hit-up. Then Hasler told him, get rid of the offloads. And career gone. looking forward to going to the game Friday. Cheapy tickets, $15, pretty good. And look, and that's very good, guys, considering, if you ask Michael how much he had to pay to go to Brisbane the other day, it was pretty ridiculous, especially considering where they stuck them in the stadium. So if you get yourselves some tickets, guys, $15, then jump on those and go and support the team, guys. We need a speedster on the wing like Cam Pereira, or would love a Dean Mariner, like we used to have FOX as well. Yeah, it would help. But look, guys, Sua's got a bit of speed. If we get the opportunity to put him away, guys, you'll see them having a crack, guys. So, and when we get Jethro in the team as well, a bit of speed there. Speed at fullback. Look, he does his job. Tracy is very dependable. But when we're not going forward well, he's going to struggle at the back there as well, guys. You can't rely on him to do everything. So if our team's playing well, he'll be very, very good in a supporting role from behind there as well. What's the chances we're going to re-sign Preston? I'm losing sleep. Thanks, Zachary Shami Enzo. Mick, you can have a crack at that one, mate. Chances of re-signing Preston.
G'day, Zachary. How are you? I think he'll be signed before he goes to market on November. And right now, Preston's playing with pain-killing injections in both shoulders, guys. So just understand the toll it takes on these players and respect what they do. Pete's put a nice post on All Things Bulldogs Facebook page. 3 years ago, there was no next man up, only underplayed reserve graders. Congrats to Satili Tupanua relieving Kickow. He's been a standout player recently and deserves the opportunity to start. You've got Thompson, who's come in for Max King, basically. That was timed well. And Enari Tuala. And I would also suggest Jonathan Sewer have been able to come in for injured players, Jacob Carraz. When Sewer was coming in 2 years ago, he definitely wasn't at the level that he's at now. And that is important. So really nice post on that one. The depth is improving, guys. It still needs to get the job done. It needs to get the job done. And as Gas was saying, a bit of intent to offload. Some other players have to pick up the slack. That is part of our DNA and what we do is to get that second phase. And we've got some players who can do it. They just need to do it. What's the next one, brother? We're up
Sam.
Sorry.
Yep. Go for it, mate.
Turn Sam off. He can go play with his bloody Sam, you go play with your little fan.
He can drink some water.
Go drink your little water, Sam.
Mm-hmm. Timmy's saying, g'day, Elaine. We miss you here. Great to see you and happy CJ's getting opportunities in the flag. Yes.
And guys, Elaine put in $10, so we're up to $53. 40. Sorry, 40. Oh, no, sorry. We're 43 away, something like that.
37 plus 10, so you're 57, so you're 43 away. Yep.
43 away. There we go.
All right. Your game, hard game to pick. Both teams have been hot and cold this year.
Always a hard game, this one. Cowboys, Bulldogs, goes either way, no matter how they're performing. G'day, Jack.
G'day, Jack. Hard game these days. Rules seem to be changing each week. Yeah, they've kind of gone off a little bit on the 6 agains. They were a lot more prevalent in the first sort of 5 or 6 weeks, and now the last 2 weeks, I felt like they've just backed off a little bit. So, it's hard for the coaches and everyone else. You're playing to these rules and you're trying to adjust. But yeah, I think these these swings of points and possession, it's hard to manage sometimes. So, we had the big example us against Penrith. Like, we were dominating them. 10 minutes without the ball. Like, 12 minutes we had one set, and that was from an intercept by Galvin, just when he got it back on the inside. And then that was it. We just didn't see the ball. And in that time, they scored 2 tries and got 2 successful reviews, etc., etc. Just happened that way, guys. So it's tough.
Hey guys, just wanted to say, with that it's one of the hardest things for clubs, especially clubs that are trying to develop their way out of problems, or whether you're recruiting or developing. It's really hard because as they change rules, it affects the type of players that you sort of have to get your game on and do what you do. Where we've gone for probably some more resilient types, a lot of players that are flexible and that sort of thing. Whereas right now we probably love just a couple of out and out flyers. But what I will say is there's no point having someone who can score 3 tries if they're going to let in 5 tries. So that's something we've always struggled with. What's up next, bro?
Hush is saying, I think we are a few fluid tries away from kicking in the gear. Let's hope so.
Beautiful.
Good indication of where Manly is in the next few weeks. Thanks, Timmy. Harry, can Satilli create space out wide to our centres and wingers like Kikau does with his tip-on plays? We'll miss that from big kicks. Hopefully, Satilli can replicate that. I'm sure he'll be hitting the lines. Hopefully finding some of those as well, mate.
Got a big answer for that. That'll be quick. Harry, I find we are better when Kikau just runs. When he's doing the tip-ons and stuff, it's great. And sometimes when we're executing those plays, but I think there's enough with Critter there and Birdo. Well, Critter's not there on the left at the moment, but Birdo, we saw Cherry get the nice pass away for Carraz a couple of weeks ago. So I think we've got to get them running flatter, running together and creating space for each other with the threat of all of their running games because they're all got it. And I think Satilli, you said it yourself on when Satilli debuted last year against the Dragons. You were like, this guy's runs the best lines in the competition. You love the fact he come to the club. And I was obviously in 100% agreement. You were speaking my mind. And having him come through the middle off some nice short passes from Kurt Mann and from Toby in one of the games. The fact is that if he can just get that running game on, what I'd love to see, though, what I would just die to see is just some offloads in momentum in the tackle with players running onto the fucking ball. I miss that part of the game. Some of the teams are sort of doing a bit of that at the moment too, but we need to be doing that. I think that's probably an area we could probably take a few risks in good areas with ball, but because we still have the ability with the way we defend to reduce teams to slow meterage. What we've got to get better at is defending those kicks and stuff and making sure that we don't give away free tries off scramble competitive plays. And what I'd love to see a bit more of us is us competing more on our own kicks a bit more often than we do, rather than just allowing them to catch it and putting them on the ground. But look, if that works for us and we force some errors, no problem.
Timmy's saying the Bulldogs have conceded the maximum so far for us this year's 38. I think that was against the Eels.
Way too much.
Amir's asking, why does Leo play longer minutes than Hughes despite only his second game back? Is he just a fitter middle?
He's always played long minutes. He played 70 minutes against the Bulldogs last year, mate. So, but Sam Hughes played his longest minutes last week, and had his best return. Like I think he had 138 meters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like he's getting fitter. He's getting better at it, and that's really good for us. And he's another player the club debuted.
Aki's saying that we've just jinxed it, talking about the Dogs not conceding 50, I'm guessing. Thanks, mate. It's all right. It seems
Sorry,
like everyone's hitting 50 this year. It's okay. Look, maybe we'll do 50 this week, Akram, but on our side of the field, not their side. So we got here, Mondowan, do you believe the player group is unsettled? Talking about errors.
Look, I talked a little bit about that before. I think there's always unsettling in all groups at certain points. And when you lose a couple of games that they probably thought they were going to win, they've probably upset Dad. The long video sessions are probably hitting them a little bit harder. There'd be some individuals called out that would be probably afraid of what happens if they stuff that up again or whatever. But look, that's a mixture of good and bad, right? So it's up to those players they're professionals to get their asses into gear and get it right. They know their coach. They know they're well loved. They know they're appreciated. Some of them, as I said, would have a foot halfway out the door and would know that. Their managers would know that already. There'd be other players which dead set want to stay and have to prove their worth right now with so many off contract. That can usually work in a team's favour, but it can, for some players, work against. Where they played with that, some people play better with knowing they're going to be here next year than those, it's just horses for courses, if that sort of thing. But there's always a little bit of unsettlement in the group, especially after losses.
Jack wants to see Leo running like Satilli. Leo's got his own style. He runs the way that he ran last week when he's dragging players and sucking them in. The reason we get that offload away and then make a break is there's three guys hanging off him, guys. That's what you got to look at. So Satilli gets there too quick, mate. He's only got a few people there. Timmy's asking his take Cochrane's sister, Tiani, on tonight. Looking forward to watching his combo with Dykes and Conti and Gordon in the New South Wales Cup.
I spoke to her not too long ago. Bit of family stuff going on.
No worries. Hope she's all going good.
Yep.
Harsha, do you think it's the defense or the lack of clarity in our halves that is the biggest detriment to the team?
Look, I just think the team's at a state where they go out and beat Penrith, and it's like, I think there's a little bit of it's going to happen. We've got our game on. We can beat it. We've beaten the best. We just got to go out there. Our opposition are depleted, and they've just they've fallen behind in games, and then it's just compounded on itself. It shat itself. And clarity in our halves, I think there's complete clarity in the halves. I do. Like Gould comes out and just throws him another fucking bone last night and says that we don't have a game managing halfback. And look, we don't. They're developing one. And it's not trying to we've got Galvin in our side, so he wants to be a 7, so we're going to make him a 7 and we're going to throw everything out the window just so he gets what he wants, which is some of the narratives out there, which is really sad. I think it's not, that isn't a detriment. We've just got a young spine, and that's just all there is to it. And a team that's adapted to new rules and probably just struggled to assert itself the way that it was. As Gas was saying, if your kicks are consistently 2 meters less downfield and 2 meter and just that slight 10th of a second quicker in landing, which means you got more distance from your players tackling the bloke with the ball, so they're getting more ability to get kick return and evade the defensive line, and all that sort of stuff adds up. It all adds up. Where you're kicking the ball from, where you're receiving it, it all adds up. It's all about the energy, and they've got a plan on how they want to execute it. And unfortunately, the way they've played and the penalties, it's all compounded on itself. They've kept dropping the ball. Galvin was our halfback 2 weeks ago. Now, some people are trying to call him into question again. It's just the media. It's the I told you so's who said that he was who didn't want him here from the first place. They're going to continue to ride that wave until they get what they think they want, which is some sort of tokenism to indicate that they were right. That's just the ego that's around the game, and they're rewarded for it through their monetization, unfortunately.
I still think he played well in the last 2 games as well. He still led the way, scored a try in each game, and was, still having a crack. I don't think he was a problem.
He has a crack. That's the main thing.
That's all you can ask, man. All you can ask.
I can tell you now, in those games, Toby doesn't score a try. Toby doesn't throw a pass. Toby says, Birdo, what are you going to do for us now?
Well, there's definitely no way Toby scores a try like he did against the way he scored against Parramatta. That was Galvin wanting that, and there's no way Toby would have scored that. I don't know what you've done here, mate. You've upset Pete, mate. You making fun of him for liking Cherry? Just curious.
Definitely not, mate. Definitely not. We love the way you love our Bulldogs, Pete. 100%. And I'm a follower of yours on Instagram, and I like all your videos, buddy. So we love Bronson. We love Bronson Cherry. Don't you worry about that, matey.
Dirty Harry, good thing with Satilli there. Galvin can ask questions to the Cowboys defensive line by roaming around both sides of the field. If the short ball isn't working with Preston, I'm hoping AJ makes his debut. Special comment from Elaine. Thanks, guys. Missed you all. And we missed you too, Elaine. Been nursing a knee injury. CJ didn't play, unfortunately, but enjoyed the experience. They're back at training, and some boys are out in flag. Ron, Messi, and Shield. Thank you for the update. Tiam Ram, hope.
That's it.
He's in a natural hooker. Dogs won't succeed without a natural hooker. Well, we've got to develop what we can on the money we've got at the moment, unfortunately.
And we've got some natural hookers in our team. Bailey's the best of them. Jake Turpin's a natural hooker. He's in our team.
Yeah. Hope Dogs have a good comeback, hopefully.
That's it.
AJ has an offload and has great hands. Hopefully he gets his chance to prove himself. Let's move on from Curran. He served us well, but let's blood in some new blood.
We will blood in new blood, but Curran has to have his opportunities on good money. He's trusted and a mate of the team. And until he, he had to play centre last week, you just got to write that off, right? If he goes out this week and makes a heap of mistakes at the bad times or whatever it is, he won't hold his place in the side. It's as simple as that. But AJ's got to be ready, Harry. This is what we're talking about. AJ's got great game, and we know he's going to do it. But has he dominated New South Wales Cup every week? No, he hasn't. Had some good games, though. He's shown what he's got, but under a bit of fatigue. Gets under a bit of fatigue.
Yeah.
So they're still getting him ready. And the fact that he's so close in that side all the time, that means for sure that they know he's got the game and the potential, and he's going to be a part of this future. So it'll happen soon enough, brother. It'll happen soon enough.
Something that you answered earlier, mate. Does Gus have a say in your team selection, or does Serralda consult him? Or do you think, or is it all Serralda?
We're not NRL. Look, we watch NRL 360 as well, bro. Just to see what they got to say, and obviously so when we come here, we know what some of the questions are going to be. Dude, his job is something else. Serraldo does all that. And yes, Serraldo, if he is a good coach, is getting people to tell him if he's right on the right path or the wrong path all the time. That's what you do. You got to back yourself, back your plan. But you heard that caption from Cameron Smith. Bellamy walks onto the field after they just lost their 5th game in a row, the year they win the comp, and says, "What's your plan? I don't know what to do." That happens, and that's honesty. But sometimes that's also a smart tactic, because that really brings where the players go, okay, we've got the say in this outcome. We have to help, you know. And what did they do? They simplified it. They just 5 tackles, get it up the other field, bash the opposition, get their game on, and then, you know, do what they do and put all the little set plays away for a week. Just play on a little bit of ad lib, and then that's what I think we'll see. We'll see from the Storm come in the next coming weeks. We'll see Munster prove why he's going to be the captain of Queensland. He will do some stuff under all this criticism. Harry Grant will get out there and just work his ass. Like they're too good not to start getting some results, and they will. They just will, and so will we. But I can tell you what, the value of their side's worth a lot more than ours if we went to sell our team and they went to sell theirs. I can tell you that right now. That's the difference in salary caps. The currency's not the same. So, but our currency is getting better and better and better, is what I'm saying, our depth. And that was why it was a good post. 3 years ago, we brought in a guy into our team. It was a Penrith fellow. He had a bit of a beard and a mustache. Played 12 minutes. Really struggled. We haven't seen him again anywhere. That was sort of we had players like that just weren't up to it. We had Khalid Rajab having to come in to the side, you know. Our next man up is a lot better than it was, but still we have a gap there that needs to be closed if we are going to go where we need to go. And who knows? That gap can close this year, right? They can get some confidence, get some fitness, start working it out. It can all click and come together. They can make an NRL debut and exceed the expectations, guys. That can happen as well. Can also go the other way. So we'll see how it goes.
Tuala outran some players last year. Not super quick, but definitely not slow. Yeah, he's got very good instant speed. If you see him, he goes from 0 to his top speed very quickly, which is really good. Kind of a little bit like Avarilla. He just hits his speed very quickly and just holds his speed.
Avarilla's got Tuala covered, but
yeah, the less I say
similar,
about, I'm just saying about how quickly he gets to his top speed.
His acceleration.
The less I say about the Dragons, the better. Thanks, Jag. Let us finally enjoy 2 competition points. Might be the only time we get points this year when we get a bye. Well, hopefully you don't get any disruptions or, you know, find some incorrect substitutions last week and they take those bye points away off you as well, mate. I think he's going to secure an extension in the next month, hopefully. If that's on Tuala, I hope you're right, mate. He's definitely so far earned another signature.
Going. Yep.
Have a crack, mate. Go for it.
Yeah, he's going well. He made his debut against the Eels, scored a couple of tries, really nice finishes. And he also went to Ron Massey Cup. They beat Wentworthville Magpies. I haven't seen them beat that side in a very long time. And they're actually 3 wins, 2 losses, which is a credit to them considering the amount of young SG ball players and Jersey flag players they got in that side against some hard and tough individuals in some other sides. For some teams in that Ron Massey Cup, like that's their club, and that's the best team that they can assemble, and they're not a feeder team to anyone else. You know, there's a bit of that. Be good to see those kids continue to play in that grade and get a bit of confidence. So it's nice that he gets to come on the wing. Cooper Toy named at centre. I'm not sure if that'll actually eventuate. I think there might be a chance Montoya comes back into that side.
Might be a bit too small. I think the NRL made a mistake changing the rules this year from last year. Last year was one of the greatest seasons in a long time. Why change something that's not broken? Well, it's been tossed around a lot.
There was already great momentum in the game. Game. We saw that with the Broncos in the final series.
Correct.
Like, they didn't need to change it. It's ridiculous. They just want what they want to do, guys. I could tell you why they changed it. They want to make more gambling revenue. That's all it is. They want more upsets. And I'll tell you the thing also happened, and I forgot to mention earlier, is we're starting to see a lot more punishment for head highs. That's creeping back in. And you know why? Because in 2 weeks,
Magic round.
They better not. They better fucking not. They better not. Like, I'll be doing a petition if they do it again. They got that head eye stuff right at the end of last year.
Mitigating circumstances.
Yep, they got it right. And then they come in and mess with it again. Because they want to see games swing on a dime. They want to see things happen. They want bookmakers to get everyone thinking one team's going to win and get the other result all the time, so they make more profit for their sponsors. I swear it. There you go. There's a tinfoil hat approach.
Harry, what do you got, mate? Like Robert.
Yes.
So how did that go? That was it. And the Parramatta side's leading 18-6 with 8 minutes to go. Robert Rolfs takes it up. Oh, he gets the ball away to Silver. Silver's going for the corner. Silver's going to make it. Try time. The Dogs are in again. 18-10 with a kick to come from the sideline. This game is not over. We're still alive.
And Harry goes,
Something like that, was it?
come on, boys.
That's it. I still don't know how he got that ball away, and I don't know how Rocket
Prove them doubters wrong.
Shut
those doubters up.
That was ridiculous. Never forget that game. Love it. Hines, he still just needs Satilli just needs to play his game as the impact edge running forward. I'd rather see our forwards running and making meters. We don't need to try and offload in every set. Doesn't need to be like once you just do a couple as well, the opposition is worried about it. They start bringing more into the tackle. So that's what sometimes it throws the game off. Doesn't have to be all the time, guys. Just needs to throw the game off. That's exactly what we did to Panthers, and we had them worried the whole game. You guys are obsessed. Exactly what we just said, mate. We're not obsessed with it. We're just saying that you need to break the game open. And for us, as the team, the way that we play, when we get an offload away, we always use it. We generally get the ball and we use it. We make something of it. So the second phase play at the moment has been the biggest sort of attacking discipline that we've got at our disposal, unfortunately. So, but just creating that play gives us opportunities elsewhere. So,
and I'll just add to that, mate.
Yeah.
One of the biggest criticisms of our pack is that we're not aggressive enough. We don't knock the door down enough. We don't get the post contact. So when we don't do the offloads, we're just sitting ducks to get manhandled in the ruck. And that's just been a fact. Now, when we get Max King and Leo Thompson going bang, bang, and when we get a 13 that can play longer minutes and then carry that extra big boy on the bench who can come on then, that means we can breed more young fellas through the system because we can afford to carry them on the bench and play that 10, 20-minute impact role to get them accustomed to things. Then we can start to do things the way we want. But that's how we've got teams on the back foot, by getting that second phase going, forcing them to tackle again and do 2 tackles in the one play, which means it's almost like getting a 7-tackle set when we do that. And that's how we've been able to knock down the door. That's just been the reality of what we've got to do. It's not about being obsessed with it. It's just the way we've had to play to use the players that we've got. Because if we just set you just send them blokes into Moses Leota and Lindsay Smith 1 out, they're just going to dominate the ruck. You're going to be a 4-second play the ball, and it doesn't matter how you take it out the edges, they're going to cover you. And that's what they work on. And as a defensive unit, that's what we try to do. We love it when they come 1 out at us. It's when they get the offloads away that it really messes with our system, especially the late offload. Donnie Williams.
12 weeks for kick-out.
Yeah, that sounds right. 10 to 12. Never seen one less than 10.
Yep. Showy, by the time Hughes gets back to 100% fitness, he'll be out the door. Bobber Hughes. He played very well last week, guys. He was solid. He was hitting hard, guys. He was getting in there and hitting hard.
His contact is good.
His play towards the way that he finished 2024, he was on fire. He was playing very well. He was set back a lot by that injury at the start of 25 in the off season, and he was unfit the whole of last year, pretty much because they ended up playing him because they had to. But he's not far away, guys. I think he's not far away. So the opportunity there with King not being there is giving him an extra spring. So hopefully he can keep milking that one.
12 weeks, Mike.
Yep, there you go. And how's King and Carraz as well? Woods, Jack Todd, all of the above.
Go to Timmy.
Timmy, the 50-point curse stat is there to be broken, like all the other stats. Expecting a positive response this week. Feeling the Bulldogs will get it done. 1-12, 32-24. Let's hope not, Timmy. We don't need them to score that many points, buddy. Heinzie, I feel like if I watch us play and we'll lose this week, so I'm not going to watch so we can win. You know what I'm expecting, guys? I'm really happy that we're playing pretty much a full-strength Cowboys team. We seem at the moment to be playing teams better when we're playing their full-strength team. When we haven't played teams at their full strength and like Newcastle, undermanned, again, Parramatta, undermanned, Broncos, undermanned. The intensity hasn't, for whatever reason, it's been affecting us. When teams have got their best team, like we did against Panthers, the Raiders, and the Dragons, at the start, we play better. I'm hoping that curse continues. The better team wins. Met Sam Hughes after the Roosters game. Good bloke. Nice. Do you still think we have the best? We have the defensive DNA, can get back on track? 100%.
We do.
100%. You're not going to lose that overnight, guys. We're not going to lose that overnight. So it's if we get our balance right in the games, it'll come back. And defense is key, 100%. Harsha Bogley. Okay. What do we got here?
I fixed that up now, Timmy. I'm going to run through a couple, brother. Jack Barber, Galvin gives us the highest ceiling. His unmatched effort with accelerate, his experience and confidence. I think he's determined to solidify his spot as halfback once these young guns come up. 100%, bro. And look, he's going to be a better player for whatever role he plays in the future. We just have to keep the noise out. That's it, guys. And I think Galvin's handling that well, and he's not speaking to media or anything. So they're diverting it in other areas now. It's on to Gus and Serrato, and I think that's a good spot for it to be.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yep,
sorry, mate. I'm just running through them now for a bit.
Right.
Who do you think, guys, will – I'll put you in the bin for a bit, Gas, because I actually want to do the statistics from Dave's Deep Dive in a second. Who do you guys think we will lose next year, and any potential signings we should go for, anyone we link to? Look, Gas answered that a bit earlier, Harry. We'll probably wait a few more weeks to see that, but obviously there's 4 or 5 blokes coming into the side from our outside the 30 into the 30 from within. And look, I think there will be a couple of value signings that come to the Dogs next year. We just have to have a look. Maybe you can bounce that off me, what you think. Go to Zero Tackle, look at all the teams, who's off contract. And that's a good way to have a look and see players that you would think would suit Bulldogs DNA. Is Buller still a chance? I would say so. Brian, they definitely want to sets how they did it, have Melbourne favourites over Rabbits last week. There you go. Timmy says, I love the commentary of Connie scoring the tries against the Eels. Yeah. That was actually Joash Papali's dad in the background on that video, guys. So that was Pele. He's the cameraman for the New South Wales Cup. And whilst he had his Parramatta shirt on, being Joash's dad and wanting them to do well, he's very much a Bulldog and been a volunteer with the Bulldogs juniors for a long time and loves the club with all his heart. And you could see the absolute excitement when Conti scored those tries coming through. So, yeah, I thought I would show that. I really love that, guys. We think Sua's an awesome player, and he's a better player now than he was 2 years ago. and he's been offered a great deal by Perth, I am sure. And that's just a sad thing for us. But Rinakama will come into the team next year, and we'll get some other players up to speed. Satilli getting a bigger role in Viliami's spot, 100%. Hopefully he can play 80 minutes on his ear and not make too many errors. How does Salmon get a spot? Salmon gets a starting spot because he works his ass off in defence. He communicates. He's always in the defence and always in the tackle. He's had his biggest meters games 2 of the last 3 weeks. Since becoming a Bulldog, he's made a heap of tackles, hardly missing any in the last few weeks. He's fitter than he's been at our club since he's been at our club. And finally, I think over that ankle injury where basically had a bone spur growing from the area where the screw was implanted into his foot to keep his ankle there. Basically, a spur was growing off that. And if you can imagine the pain of that, I've had a spur from inside my foot. You can't walk. It's actually easier to run than walk. But anyway, he deserves his spot. Bit fatigued last week and had to play multiple positions. Just heard the news Kicko's out for 12 weeks. And we've caught up. Harry, anyone that shouldn't have been let go, Josh Papali is playing out of his skin for the Snakes. Look, I think Josh is doing a great job. I still think he's got a long way to go. But I love the tackle he made on Olakoatu. That was phenomenal in that Manly game the other weekend. Showed how to tackle the guy around the legs. Love seeing a legs tackle like that. It was sort of similar to Tracy's tackle on the player 2 weeks ago and playing against the Eels. I think he nearly scored. Or was that against Penrith where Tracy made that tackle right on the line? Gas, I can't remember.
Penrith, he made the one. Then they scored the next play.
They did score the next play, which was off the kick. That's right.
Yeah, over the top of Montoya.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to go through Dave's deep dive now of stats. I'll just get those out to you. So, guys, if you're looking to do anything with the game, this is for some history. The Bulldogs 26 wins and the Cowboys 21 wins. At a core, 11 matches played. The Cowboys actually lead us 6-5, so we'll be looking to tie that up. Largest winning margin against the Cowboys was a 66-4 win in their opening season in 1995. Final game of the year. Hey?
Yeah, that's it. The final game of the season. That was the last game we played before we moved into that semi-finals and went on that run to win the grand final.
And then semi-final, we beat Dragons 12-8.
Correct.
Like after a 66-4 win.
Correct.
Shows you how the mentality changed. A season where we went on to beat statistically the most dominant regular season team the game has ever seen, beating them in the grand final and holding them completely trialless. That 100%. We also beat the 3 best sides of the 90s in the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Manly Seagulls. And look, the Dragons had a pretty good 90s as well and should have won a grand final in 1999, but didn't. In Bulldogs versus Cowboys matches, Rod Rocket Silva is the only player from either team to have scored multiple hat-tricks. The other 3 players that have scored hat-tricks are Benny Barber, Matt Singh, and Antonio Winterstein in 2016. The recent history, which I'll get up scrolling for you now, is Cowboys have won 6 of the last 10 matches between the side. And I think they might have won in the last 6 matches. It's 3-all. 2 of those games, the total combined points was under 20. And in 3 of those games, the biggest winning margin was not over 4 points. The most recent clash was a 12-8 win to the Dogs last year. And in a game where we were so badly struggling for troops and players played with injuries that they shouldn't have played with, as it turned out. Recent statistical trends between the Dogs and the Cowboys in the last 4 clashes, a Cowboy centre has scored a try. Helam Lukey has scored a total of 3 tries in his last 3 games against the Dogs. And Crichton has never missed a goal against Cowboys, kicking 1 from 1. Preston has scored a total of 3 tries in his last 4 games against the Cowboys. In 2026, Bulldogs have not lost a game the week after playing in front of over 40,000 people. And the Bulldogs have conceded over the average amount of game conceded last year in every game this year. So we've actually defensively conceded more points in every game we've played this year than our average defense last year. In 2026, Bulldogs halfback Lachlan Galvin has scored a try in his last 2 games, and the Bulldogs have broken the new record for negative posts by shitcasters, fake fans, and outrage whores. The previous record was held by former media shit stain Phil Rothfield. That's up there for you now. I didn't know what I was reading then, but that's hilarious. This week's ref stats. Peter Goff has been ref in 38 Bulldogs matches for 12 wins and 25 losses with 1 draw at a very low 31%. The last time he was a ref in a Bulldogs game was against the Knights this year, and he was terrible. He's never been a ref in a Bulldogs versus Cowboys match. So there you go. Great effort by Dave. What's the comments for us? We've got 12 now. Oh, you got a poll there. What's happening?
Yeah, so far, do we agree with the team selected for this week? Yes, changes had to be made. So far, 67%. No, we could have done more, 17%, and whoever plays will kill it, 17%. So, yeah, there's only a couple. But the most important comments, obviously, the last 7-8 years before this history was obviously because we were pretty shit, 7-8 years. So all the stats are going to be against us when you take in that timeline as well. So it's just the way it is. We didn't have any good records against anyone, unless maybe the Dragons. That's about it. In that period of time. What have you got here, Timmy? Corey Waddell from the Seagulls has injured his pec and requires surgery. He's out for 12 weeks. So probably around 21, 22. Just in time for the finals, mate. The run home.
Get a few.
That's if he gets his spot back in the team, mate. If we're killing it, that's if he gets his spot back on the team. He can come on the 6-man bench.
In the middle.
6-man bench. In the middle. That's it. Thanks for your support, Zreg. What are we up to now, mate? How much do we have?
Thank you, Ryan. So that brings us up to 63. What was it? 43 to go, 38 to go. So $62. Well done, guys. Thank you.
This goes for the cows, and I don't want to hear it. That's an interesting combination, mate. A dog and a cow. Ooh. Interesting combination. That's usually you go to the games, you see a dog with an eel, and you see a dog with a dragon. You see the ones in the local Sydney, but to see, dog and the Cowboys, that's an interesting combo. Mike, Bulldog Mike, not a big fan of Goff. G'day, Pete. Good to see you on there, buddy. Mr. Weber.
What's the result? What's the final result of the poll?
Let's have a look at the result of the poll. Final result is yes, changes had to be made, and there were a couple that also said we could have done more, or whoever plays will kill it. But the majority are happy with the team that's been picked for this week. So thanks for your support, guys. I'm sure Sir Aldo, he's probably watching this. Thanks. G'day, Cam. Hope you're enjoying yourself, mate. Hopefully you take a few of our points away for the game, buddy. So definitely need to get a win this week to Shane Galvin gets the criticism he does when he actually is one of the better players on the team. Exactly right. Exactly right, Callum. Mr. November 84. Dog and cow living in Melbourne. Oh, my God. What a combo.
You'll have to meet up with Gas at the Storm game if he gets down there. Right? Well, they're playing up here this year.
First game here, first game is round 12, the 2000s game. Then we play them back over there later. Yep.
Will your wife still talk after the match? We'll see. G'day, Johnny. Evening, brothers. My take of our Dogs is that we need to get back to what they're good at, as being best defensive team, instead of trying to improve other areas that they can get confidence from their attack. Yeah, well, they've definitely got to get their defense on because it hasn't been as good. So 100% agree. And it'll all probably flow off that.
That's it. He's quick, Timmy. He's quick to the keyboard, Timmy. Timmy's saying g'day to Ciro as well, who's on here watching. I wonder
Me
what
too.
Ciro's alias is. Which one of you is hiding behind the alias?
Honestly, what's usually the shit Ciro says in the stuff after the match, I've already said the same fucking things. I'm not. I swear. Blame me, guys. Blame me for the losses, guys.
Yeah, guys.
I'm in his head.
Yeah. As long as we don't have Claude Michael Jeffries, we're okay.
Mate, Claude is based off me, mate. That's it. All right, guys, we're going to get it to $100 or what?
Come on, guys.
Like I'm asking.
Michael's been spending a lot of money to support this whole venture to get you guys supported twice a week now, guys. We've upped the ante twice a week. It means it takes more cost to run this program. So come on, guys. He's giving it all back anyway. I mean, I don't know. What are you doing, Mick? What's going on here, mate? You need to, mate, you're too generous. Come on, guys. He's giving it all back to you. So, Timmy, are you related to the Family Guy? Timmy.
It's not very nice.
Timmy, is that the cartoon? I don't think I watched that one.
Peter Griffin.
Okay.
Right. One of my favourite people, Timmy.
I think Harry's Bulldog looks a bit like that cartoon.
I love that old Bulldog, but
yeah,
one of my favourites as a kid.
The old double chin. Look at it go. Don't worry about him, Timmy.
Another walk.
Don't worry about him, Timmy. We'll get him in a headlock, mate, next time we see him, mate. If we can get around his thick neck, mate, we'll sort him out. Oh, he's having a go at South Park now. What's that? I don't know, mate. You've lost me with all those ones.
Might
Talk
do
about
another
Big Bang
poll.
Theory. I'll help you out. It's all right. You gotta catch me first, Haz. Catch me first, buddy. Still got it, mate. Don't worry, Timmy. Look, mate, there's the love, mate. I thought he would have thrown a love heart in there with it, but that might have been a bit too personal, mate. But there you go. He still loves you, mate. It's all good. It's all good, Timmy. Harry, you coming to the game this week or what, man? Come on, mate. Let's see you out there, boys. That's it. That's it, guys. So how far are we? 35 short, did you say?
Yeah, about that. 38 short.
38 short. Come on, fellas.
And ladies. All right. So what was the last poll? We had 71% said they were happy with the changes made. One person says we could have done more. And another person said whoever plays will kill it. New poll, guys. What Bulldogs jerseys should we put up for a competition? 1 Indigenous jersey, 2 a home jersey, 3 an away jersey, or 4 a team store voucher to the value of a jersey. Probably also going to look at some if people would be interested in swishes, but to do a swish from Stephen Crichton's about $280 or something like that. So that's a fair bit of money. So vote there on the comments, guys. I'll put in mine as well. Not that I should, but we'll see how that goes. Mike says Nick's neck reminds me of Terry Lamb's neck. Yeah. I think my knees remind me of Terry Lamb's knees.
Harry promised himself he won't go to a game until we win 5 in a row. But that was him being upset after the Eels game, so he's disregarded that. That's all right. When do we go live again?
Probably
More than
Sunday.
likely Saturday or Sunday, probably the weekend, guys, to talk about the great win, hopefully.
Maybe we'll go live Friday night after the game down in Belmore, banging the drums.
Hey.
People getting booked by police.
Oh, no.
Brian says, what the hell is a swish? Let me get it up.
Brian, don't worry about it, mate. You get your own personal swishes, mate. Don't worry. We've got you covered. It's just another way, another avenue for players to make some coin, to offer themselves, to do stuff and shout outs to people. If you remember when we had those shout outs, when Critter was going, shout out to all things Bulldogs, Tuesday night, blah, blah. Imagine him doing that personally to someone for their birthday and saying, g'day, Brian, happy birthday. That's more of a swish. So that's what it's just a program or a platform, I guess, where players put themselves up there and then you purchase their services.
So, guys, here's the swish. Stephen Crichton, $330. Matt Burton, $220. Preston, $110. There's also a fan pass for Crichton, which you basically get to follow him, and he does a heap of videos and stuff. Carraz, $160. Satilli, $121. Terry Lamb, $165. Maxi King, $77.
Good value.
Bronson Cherry, $121. Curran, $99. Bailey Hayward, $66. We got the grub, Josh Reynolds at $165. Angelina Tia Karanga Katoa, our prop forward, $33. Marcelo Montoya, $66.
Is Reed Marnie still there, is he? Or who's that down there? Oh.
Yeah, Reed Marnie Cowboys, $165.
Oh, Cowboys, okay.
We've got Stevie Price is on there, Andrew Ryan, and Enari Tuala's only $33. And the fish, look, Jamin Salmon's good on socials. I like him. We've still got a few others as well. Sean O'Sullivan, $44. Blake Wilson, $88. Still hasn't played a game for Manly yet.
Special message for you to check your inbox, buddy.
Hey?
Special message for you to check your inbox from Mr. PW.
Oh, okay.
Got you covered, Pete. Don't worry, buddy. So that's what Swish is, Brian. Basically, like you said, mate, the birthday wishes and all that other jazz and stuff. So if you do catch the players on those days and you ask them to do something, then that's okay. Sometimes, guys, if you catch them and, let's say you've got your kid's birthday, it could be in 6 months' time, just bank it, guys, save it, put it away, lock it up, get it while you can. Sunday night after the LF. The least isn't that played on? Is it at Saturday, Tim? I thought it was on Saturday that game. Was it on Sunday at the Leichhardt?
I got one to show, guys.
Oh, here he goes.
This way.
There you go.
Hello. Hey, Peter, it's Josh Cohen here, mate. On behalf of myself and all the boys of the Bulldogs, we just want to wish you a massive happy birthday, brother. We hope you have the best day. We hope you get spoiled. Hopefully the family looks after you, mate. Kick the feet up, crack a beer open or whatever you drink and let the fam do everything for you, mate. Heard you're a massive Bulldogs fan as well, and even admin on one of the biggest Bulldogs fan pages on Facebook. Mate, just want to say thank you for all your love and support. I know it's been a bit of a roller coaster the last few years, but hopefully the last 2 years we've made you happy, mate. And hopefully this year we've made you extremely happy. Obviously, we went down and stormed last week, but hopefully we can bring it home for you against Penrith and also lift up that trophy for you and everyone else, mate. So just want to say a massive thank you so much for all your love and support, mate. Really appreciate it. Us boys really thrive on supporters like you, mate. So Happy birthday, brother. I hope you have the best day. And most importantly, up the doggies.
And
Swish.
so they also support charities with all that, guys. So look, if you want to make someone's day, you can do that. That's what I'm saying, guys. So when Gas goes out there and gets shout outs from the players, they get paid shitloads of money to do it. You know what I mean? So it's a don't take that ever for granted. For them to say a shout out to all things Bulldogs and all that and to all the people who watch that show is a big deal. Especially when they can just say, well, look, I get paid $330 every time I do that to an individual. You know what I mean? So look, it's a way that they can raise a bit of extra money. They also give that money to charity as well. So it's a good thing and it can really make someone's day. But look, if someone wanted something like that as a prize, we could definitely look at something like that. But they do, if you want one of the big dogs, you got to pay the big money. But look, another thing that used to happen on X is if you had someone or a fan or something that was struggling or really struggling with stuff, you just get in touch with the club, and they might be able to do a shout out as well via that sort of path. If you had someone who was in hospital or whatever it is, the club usually will try and help. I know situations where Jacob Preston and Franklin Pele and stuff have gone out to homeless people that we've talked about and rang the club up and let them know and stuff like that. So they're good boys and they do a lot of good stuff that never gets talked about. And to then that's why I also take offense when people just drag their name through the mud. It's like, show some respect for the human. And, anyway, I keep going back to that shit. I'm sick of it. Sorry, guys. For those who didn't watch the review, we got to meet Andy before the game, which was wonderful. Great champion. He actually had to work. He was in the tunnels at Suncorp and stuff, so he was hoping he could get to see some of the game. Met Benny Short, who was a big fan in the kennel. Cooks a great steak. Loves good music as well. Really good fan of Gas. Gas took his banner when he came up to the game. Also saw Macca from X, from Twitter, which was a big fan moment for me. I was very happy to see Macca, as obviously Gas and Aki as well. And didn't get to see James, unfortunately. I have met James, though, when I delivered his prize to him. But he wasn't too far away from us, but just the way it worked out. And then after the game, it just didn't happen. But hopefully see James at the Dolphins match next Thursday night. And we want to hear who's going to that game soon. I'll do a swish for you, Harry. Don't you worry, brother. I'll get one done for you, mate.
Brian wants to take the other jersey too because he wants to make the other niece happy. Put your money where your mouth is, Brian.
He wants the home jersey now.
Steve, 10 a.m. Saturday at Leichhardt, guys, the grand final for the Lisa Fiola Cup.
Yes, good shout. Good shout. Go, you girls.
Timmy would love a swish from Connor Tracy. Bulldog Mike, thanks for sharing, Pete. Thanks, Pete. You're a champion, brother. And Jamie is still on. He'll try to get there earlier next time, mate, next week for the Dolphins game and catch you, I guess.
I actually want to show something from Jamie that I've been meaning to show, guys. I'm going to get that cranking in a sec. He's got it. Where is it? Keep talking, buddy.
No worries. Brian, who isn't a fan of Gas?
The bloke's a bloody legend.
He's running his own poll. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Brian. We got you covered, mate.
All right. Here we go, guys. I'm going to show. This is James's house. It's his little Bulldogs. And you can see he's got a beautiful little Frenchie there. So we'll watch this. So he's got his place all set up. Bulldog stuff everywhere, all the cards. Just absolute shrine for the NRL, for the Bulldogs from all eight. You got Jeff Robinson in the background there.
Merch mania.
Merch mania. Looks like Clemmer up on the back wall there. Nice caricature. Oh, there you go.
There's the man cave boys and girls.
There's James's man cave. Been wanting to show this for ages.
Look at the jerseys and the shirts. Look at that.
Love it. Bulldogs 2005. Beautiful towels. There's a jersey. That's a hell of a jersey. Then there's another one, the grand final ones. He's got the heritage one up there. And there you go, the berries. Some beautiful pictures. I think that's this year's calendar.
That's gold.
Yeah, loving it, mate.
How big is this room? Whoa. A lot of
Oh,
wall space. It's killing it.
there you go. Oh, no,
Whoa.
beautiful cabinet. There's all the bobbleheads. And I reckon he's got a couple more since then.
A few footies there, teddy bears.
You know, that when people say, "What do you want for your birthday?" Well, I'm just like Bulldog stuff, but I normally just go buy it myself. Like, you can't make me happy with presents because if I want it, I go get it. And it's usually stuff like this. So there you go, guys. Thanks to you, James, for sharing that with us. Been wanting to show that for a long time.
See, James doesn't gamble, guys. His money just goes straight into Bulldog merch. See? Decisions, guys. Decisions. You got discretionary income. Just buy the merch, forget the gamble.
Yeah, well, look, if you especially being in Queensland, you don't get to go to all the games and stuff. So you go support the club in other ways. You go and buy merch. That's what a lot of people do.
If you always bring it on, the banner's back this week, guys. They wouldn't let me take it into Suncorp last week, so the banner's back this week. My poles are too big.
James been collecting for a while. Love the dogs, and you got Cherry, Bobblehead, and Galvin and Preston ordered. So there you go.
Hey. If you guys are ever competing with someone on like, I don't know if there's anything on Bulldogs with eBay or something, you know who you're up against, guys. Yeah. If you see something with JT, if you see JT on there, guys, he's got deep pockets. Stay away. Just let him have it.
James has outbid me at the last second again.
Listen, you've already got one of those, mate. Let me have this one, please.
Well, you know what used to happen on eBay? People would end up paying way more for stuff because they just wanted to win the auction.
Correct.
You're dealing with ego as well. Like, it'd be like, I used to love talking about big wins on eBay. Where you just get it for cheap. They wait, and get you by 50 cents or 80 cents with a second and go right on the last second.
Bang.
He's got a JT card as well. Beautiful. Makes me miss my doggy's backpack that got stolen from my mum's car as a kid. Well, last year when I went to the King's birthday game, I had a suitcase. I had 4 days worth of clothes, everything from my pajamas, everything was Bulldogs. My case doesn't make it to Queensland. And what did I get for it? Like $2,500 from Jetstar or something, which didn't cover it, man. Didn't cover it. What was in there? Mate.
Priceless.
And there was some stuff that I can never buy again. That, like unless I go lose weight and get stuff secondhand. I can't get a 4XL Indigenous hoodie that I used to just adore. It was a black hoodie with the blue down the side. Wore it everywhere.
So
Can't
guys,
get that.
Michael, whenever he travels now, he just wears everything that he's got. That's it.
That's it.
He needs winter. He just puts on 6 tops and 3 shirts, and the only thing he packs away now is the undies and the socks. He doesn't care about those, but everything else he's wearing it. Because that's me. I'm a big boy. Leave me alone.
And I booked 2 seats, so I get 14 kilos. But I weigh about 300 kilo when I get on the plane. You put on weight too when you get on a plane, by the way. You actually expand.
One of the stuffed bulldogs that Jamie's got came from Baba himself.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
There you go.
So we're going to have to carry this over, guys. After we win on Friday, looks like we'll do the draw in the review after we talk about the amazing victory we're going to have, guys. So I'm sure with a win under your belt, some of you might be more generous.
We've got a little Joker hat. There's an old clock which you can't see, like one of those old alarm clocks, with the ringer bells at the top.
Ring a ding ding.
The ring a ding dings. I got a heap of stuff. Oh shit, me brightness. Zoom out. Yeah, I don't know. Got a lot of stuff. I've been making my own merch, which I've been happy with. This is one of my best things that I love. This Matt Burton and Reed Marnie Anzac Day one.
Co-captains.
And turn that in. I think we might have won that game. Did we win that Anzac Day game?
That's the last year we did an Anzac shirt. Brian has got a T-shirt from back when El Magic, SBW, and Terry Lamb and a couple of other players that were there. But that's about it for him. You've got a lot of other collectibles, mate, I noticed around your place, buddy. So some good stuff there, mate.
I had a shirt that Chris Warnerman gave me at Roseland's Athlete's Foot when they used to run it there. They gave me the photo with the Mortimer brothers, after the grand final, and it was a Bulldog shirt, and I actually got 2 shirts that day. There was one that was like the grand final winning shirt, and another one was for the next year. But I wish I still had those. My first Bulldogs jersey was actually a Cootamundra Bulldogs jersey, but my sister actually drew the Canterbury Bankstown logo on for me and ripped the other one off. And I had a Ladysmith Bulldogs one, which was the exact same Bulldogs logo, just had Ladysmith on it. That's what we used to do back in the day. That's what we used to do. I was against the Cowboys.
Yep.
Is that what? That's when we won late with the goal, with the kick. That's right.
Yep.
Birdo's field goal off a beautiful pass from Flanagan after Presto got the ball off a short kickoff or something.
This sounds like a song I know.
It is a song. I can see Presto flying over, Connor Tracy dancing in the clover, sitting in the stand, Bulldogs take command. Dun, 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 dun. Joker and the Thief is the tune. Petey's a talented muso, I can tell you that much.
Oldest thing he's got is an 04 training shirt. His dad has a Mortimer book from 1988.
Beautiful. That might be worth something too one day. Well, look, all this stuff's worth more than what you would ever sell it for, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
Just saying.
I'm always surprised when I see something. When I see people selling stuff, I'm always a bit surprised. I'm like, either times are tough or something's wrong. Like if you're letting go of some stuff like that, if you're, it's usually worth more with people that are not dog supporters that just don't have no sentimental value to them.
Yeah. Just an update. We lost 34 viewers when I started singing, and a few have come back now that I've stopped. So,
Take my earplugs out now.
yeah, me too, Timmy. But guys, that'll be it. I'll put all the entries into our spreadsheet to carry on for our next stream. We might do that on the review. But wonderful night, guys. Thank you so much for all your contributions. I didn't get the New South Wales Cup team up. Damn, I really wanted to do that. There it is, running quickly. But Satu's in the side. Pretty much the same every week. We've got Fletcher Baker and Gordon and Underhill starting every week, which is really good for Jack. Louis Grossamy back from Ron Massey. He's been playing really well. Logan Spinks obviously there with Zion. Donald missed a poor tackle last week, unfortunately. Matamua, Fami Toilolo, and Daniel Saluka for feeder, with the reserve to Patrick Young up from Jersey Flegg. We'll talk to you guys very soon. Up the Dogs. I'll do a keys to victory later in the week. Love you guys. Yeah, he must be injured, mate. No, Raymond Prue's gone back to Ron Massey. Latrell Fing's getting his opportunity. They do this. They do this a lot, Harry. They put them in the different grades, just because they're trying to see who deserves to go up next, and that sort of stuff. Plus, they're also going to Ron Massey, although it's down a grade technically. You're playing against some harder, tougher men sometimes. It's good for getting that extra contact. Cowboys in the bin, and another contribution from Ryan. Thank you so much, brother.
Cowboys in the bin. Cowboys in the bin.
Hey,
that's it.
So that'll be 2 tickets for you, Ryan. We might just do that now, guys. We'll make it sort of so it's always fair, but always want to encourage people to be able to contribute any way they can. And I don't think you guys worry too much about that. It's all about the contribution more so than the prize, which is what I've been told. So I'm very grateful for your support. That'll be it, guys. Prestomania is coming up. Hopefully the dogs are having a party. Oh, did you?
All right. What do you got, Has? What do you got, Has? There we go, guys. Indigenous jersey is the winner so far.
There we go.
Good option, guys. Good option. We're going to have to be smart about that so the winner can choose their size before they get sold out. Those things go pretty fast, guys.
Just trying to see.
Dogs 15. Don't encourage him, Timmy.
Oh, there you go. Harry's got some beautiful stuff as well. Oh, he wants me to show this.
We have to do a new segment, guys. Show us your stuff.
Won't allow me to do bloody screenshots. I'll have to work it out for next week, Hazza. If you got Facebook, send me stuff on Facebook Messenger. It's a bit easier for me.
He's too young for that, Harry. What's that? What's that? Face what?
He's got a dog's painting from a customer of his, which is really beautiful. And a great frame signing of a jersey. Some nice stuff. But But here comes Prestomania, sung by yours truly, guys. Get behind it. Doggies fans, are you ready?
See you on Friday night, guys.
Go the Dogs.
Go the Doggies.
Lost in darkness, the Bulldogs lost their way. Losing everything and forgot how to play. Along came the kid with long blonde hair. His name is Jeff Preston, do not despair. Doggies fans, are you ready? Ready? Yes, we are ready. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Prestomania, mania. Prestomania, mania. Prestomania. Memories of Barrett's boys hurt us as we hang our heads in shame. Des indeed left us without a blue sky and more scapegoats to blame. But the rival of Presto and a new hungry Bulldogs breed will leave these nightmare memories for dust as they look for opponents to meet. Doggies fans, are you ready? Ready? Yes, we are ready. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Prestomania, mania. Prestomania, mania. Prestomania, mania. He came in 2023. He won all the awards and embarrassed some frauds or three. Tackling until his last breath, running harder than much bigger men. Prestomania has led the way. Prestomania is here.